Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Legacy Leaders. Today, I'm joined by Cyndi Walter from Cynergy Inc. Interesting company, interesting experiences she had in her life so far. I wanted to share those with us. So I'm going to turn the microphone and the camera over to Cyndi, and she's going to tell us a little bit about herself, about her business, and why she's so good at what she does. So, Cyndi, the microphone and camera are indeed yours. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how we got here today.
Sure, sure. So I have, first of all, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here and hopefully can add value to your audience. I have been a work from home mom for my son just turned 30, got married, and is expecting his first baby. So their whole life I've worked from home. I did affiliate marketing before anyone even knew about it. I've been in direct sales, network marketing, affiliate marketing for 33 plus years now. And it was really funny when you said Cynergy Inc. It made me think of why did I do that? So I've been with three different companies in the direct selling space for 10 years each. I'm not a company jumper, 10 years each, and now 13 years in my last and final business, which is a health and wellness business. And when I got started in this business 13 years ago, I really hit my stride. I all that I learned those first two companies really helped me with this third one. And my very first year, I earned a six-figure income, and I was not prepared for that tax wise. So back then, my husband was not involved in my business at all. He was still working his job a lot of hours, and I was on my own with my taxes and all of that. So let's just say I was in shock when I got my tax bill. And then that year we decided to incorporate my business. And so I chose synergy because I love the word synergistically. And why it meant something to me was I cared about everyone, the aspect of everyone's life. They're not just their physical health, but their mental health, their spiritual health. And I thought, synergy would be a great word to describe how I care about my clients and that I want to help them in every area of their life. So that's where the name came from.
Love it. I love it. It's a really good uh, synergy, right? As
Yeah.
far as how it all comes together.
Mhm.
We're going to talk a lot about challenges and lessons learned. You've already dropped a huge bomb that the lesson that you learned is pay attention to your revenue, pay attention to your
Mhm.
taxes, right? Um, as you build so many years in network marketing or affiliate marketing space, how is it that you're able to differentiate yourself from the other people that are doing it? I mean, I got to believe, I wouldn't say it's cutthroat, right? You may have a different definition. I'm curious to learn from you what it's like to be in that affiliate or network marketing space and separating yourself from other people that represent the same product line. So how do you do that and
Yeah.
keep yourself in front of the audience and keep your clients happy?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is to be authentic. People need to know you really care about them. And if it was all about just making money or people sense that you weren't someone of integrity, they're not going to want to work with you. So for me, that's been very easy. Like you know how I feel about things by the way I react. I can't hide my emotions at all. I'm very authentic and very real, and I think my clients see that in me. And I truly care. I want to help people. I don't just want to sell products. I really want to see people have results. And I think that sets me apart. There's a lot of good people out there. There's a lot of good companies out there. So for me, it's not, I don't focus on what everyone else is doing. I just focus on how can I be better at what I do and offer more to my clients that they want to work with me. Or if they hear of someone that needs my services, I'm the one they think of to refer business to. So
Yeah.
authenticity.
No, that's good. And the other one, I don't want to skate over it, but you made comment, um, you know, the focus on you, meaning I don't worry about what everybody else is doing. I want to make sure my clients are taken care of. So being authentic is one aspect of it, but also being true to yourself and what you want to do to be better that transitions over. Your clients see that, recognize it in you, and realize, okay, that's somebody I do want to meet with. I do want to work with because they're constantly trying to grow, one, but their interest is more than just making dollars and cents. Their interest is helping other people because they're looking to help their own journey, right? Because you're on a journey of change and
Yeah.
growth and development, and that's kind of your business, right? So explain a little bit about what you're currently doing now with your network marketing partner. What's the company do? What's the focus of it? And it's going to allow people to see the linear connection between who you are as a person and the product you represent. So I want to give you that audience.
Sure. Yeah, sure. So the company is Isogenics. They're based out of Arizona. They've been in business for 23 plus years now. And they started off really focusing on weight loss. So that was for the first many, many years their focus. Now it's just overall general health. So weight loss is one of our solutions that we help people with. But I'm a former marathon runner and big into fitness. So we also serve the workout people, whether it's a casual person that just works out in their home gym or a marathon runner. We can serve and help and have solutions for people with their workouts, pre, during, and post workout recovery. Healthy aging has become a huge solution for us. So we started with a collagen product that is medical grade. It's amazing, and a clean skincare line. And that's a whole nother solution that we offer. And there we can partner with spas, salon owners, things like that. With the gym, we can, with the workout products, we can partner with gyms. With the weight loss and the wellness products, we can partner with chiropractors, naturopaths, anybody that likes to offer products in addition to services. So yeah, we really have something for everyone. And when COVID first hit, our numbers actually soared because everyone started to really care about their health, their immune system. We have a couple products for immune boosting. And so we really, did very well right at the beginning of COVID. So yeah, what I loved about this product line, when I found it, we were just really weight loss, but how it's evolved over the years is really taking care of the whole body inside and out. And we're even going to be coming and everything's clean. Like there's no artificial colors, flavors, sweeteners, soy, gluten in any of the products. So I love that. But we're also going to be coming out with a product that might help people inside their homes. So
Oh,
that's something they've been talking about that might be coming at the end of this year. So I'm
I
all
like
about
it.
anything we can do all naturally I'm going to be a grandma. I want to be around for a long, long time to enjoy these grandkids.
100%. I mean, that's a big piece.
Hmm.
What I liked, my note was evolved from day one to today. Like
Mm.
I look at you and the way you describe yourself in your journey is you personally are looking to evolve and make yourself a better person, but you've aligned yourself with a company that keeps bringing different iterations to market because they are evolving from what their roots are to recognizing now that we're really good at this, there's other things we can be doing that are ancillary, they're helpful, that are aligned with us, but they're not necessarily the same thing we've been doing. We're growing and we're evolving. So I think that's a big piece about lessons for a business owner is get really, really good at something, great at it if you can, and then start evolving different iterations and different versions of yourself that never loses sight of who you are, but adds to it because you're getting better with each different iteration. What do you think of that?
Yeah, correct. Absolutely. And that's what I love about the company. Like, when there was a buzzword, collagen, our collagen product came to market, and then that's all you heard anywhere. That's all over
Yeah.
social media. Everybody was selling a collagen, a competing product. Same thing, we just came out with a creatine product and a clear protein product. You're hearing it everywhere. So I feel like we're very trendy with what consumers want, and we're keeping it clean. And that piece of it, I just love.
That is perfect. That's
Yeah.
exactly what, right? Because you're making changes to yourself and what you're offering is because you don't want to be stagnant in the eyes of your customer, right? It's a really good idea to be really good at something, but if you don't change or at least give somebody the experience they're looking for, they're going to find a way to leave you. So you always want to have different things you bring to the market to make sure your customers are happy. It sounds like you're doing really good at that.
Yeah.
Cyndi, I'd ask you, what is a challenge that you think is worthwhile for people to learn from, right? You had to overcome or something that you were faced with that allowed you to learn and develop a different skill set or learn a different way of doing things that you think people should learn from your experience.
Oh, that's a good question. I think the first thing that comes to mind is Boy, I'm so proud of what I've been able to build for myself and my family. The people that I've helped physically, the people I've helped financially, my business partners, but there's still to this day a stigma around network marketing.
Mm,
And it really bums me out when people are like, is this a network marketing company? Because they heard their grandpa, their neighbor had a garage full of products 50 years ago and
yeah.
had a bad experience. And, most of the products that I use and consume are from amazing companies, network marketing companies. So I wish that, and I've worked on, I used to get defensive if people would say that, and it would really bum me out. And I got to the point where I'm just like, all right, let me understand where that's coming from. So sometimes I'll just simply say, Scott, tell me why you're asking that. And
Yeah.
then they'll tell me a story, and then I'll be able to say, okay, I hear you. But that's not at all what this is. And I can explain it and help people understand it. So the bottom line with most network marketing companies, I know there's some bad eggs out there. I know there's been companies that have closed their doors and disappointed their field and their leaders. I know this. My head's not in the sand, but there's a lot of really great companies out there to this day that are, game changing companies. Their products are game changing and life changing. And so is the whole compensation model. But I think if I could get people to understand one thing, it's that network marketing companies don't pay for most of them, don't pay for outside advertising. They pay us to market their business. So
Yeah.
they are paying us to be their brochures, their advertising, their commercials, and it's one of those businesses where it like within our team and within our company, it's not cutthroat. Like I am rewarded to bring new customers to my company and to help them get results. And if they have great results and start sharing with other people, not only does it help them get their products maybe paid for, maybe they can start earning money. I earn income on that and it benefits the company. It's such a win-win situation, and it's such a abundance mindset versus a scarcity mindset that I wish everybody could really understand how beautiful it is. But
Hmm.
there's just, to this day still some negativity around it.
Well, why do you think that is? I mean, it is a weird perception because if the value proposition is strong enough and the delivery of the product is sound, the results are sound, why is it that there's such a stigma? I don't know this because I'm not in that space.
Yeah.
But it seems like if you were to drive to Walmart and buy the same product and have the same result, as opposed to being a part of this kind of programming where it gets delivered direct to your door, why would there be any kind of negative connotation to it
You
other
know,
than it's to your point that the old days when in order to be successful you had to buy your own product and try to sell it. And I think that the transition, and we can even go back to the word of evolution, this network marketing, affiliated marketing strategy has evolved over the days where no longer are you required to buy product and sell it. You great example of it. You said, I'm an independent contractor, and my job is, and how I get rewarded is bringing people to the company and they can see the value of the company and then they buy. That's
mhm,
what your job is, right?
yeah.
So it's not like you have a garage full of stuff. It's not that you're pushing product on people that don't need or want it. You are
Hmm.
simply bringing people to the platform and they get a chance to make their own decisions. So, with that in mind, the value proposition is pretty strong. And then you've made comment weight loss, workout, well being. One of the things I think is really interesting is healthy aging is a growing thing. As somebody in my 50s, I agree that's something we all need to do.
Hmm.
So the value proposition is pretty strong. So, how do you separate yourself from the other ones in the area that are doing exactly what you're doing for the same company?
Hmm.
Is that a good, does that understand what I'm asking you? So, how is it that your company, Cynergy Inc., is different than somebody else representing the same isogenics?
Yeah, I think this goes back to what you already asked, me being authentic to who I
Yeah.
am and who I want to help. And I don't hear too much negativity around certainly around our products. If ever I hear anything about network marketing, I guess the other way I can say this is, you always hear about the used car salesman, and
Yeah.
that's a stigma, right? That's what people say. Well, how many of us have had a really great experience getting a used car? And then we go back to that place if we need a used car again. So it's a stigma that I hope one day we move past, and people, instead of saying, is this network marketing? They're like, what network marketing are you working for, Scott?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
network marketing are you partnered with? So for me, it's, I do, because I've had such success with this. Now, I for the last 13 years, it's just grown and grown to this beautiful business. I think I shared with you privately before this call. I was able to help my husband start to back off his hours when his first dad got sick with cancer, and then mom several years later was sick. He was able to be the primary caregiver for both
Mhm.
of his parents, cut back his hours, and retire early. And he helps me with all the things that I'm not good at. He's very detail oriented. I'm more relationship oriented. If he were involved all those years ago, we would have been doing quarterly estimated taxes, and I wouldn't have gotten that steep tax bill. So now he makes sure things like that are taken care of and covered, and I love it. So for me, it's
I
like
love it.
I love this industry. I love the products that I work with. I would be consuming these products if I didn't make any money on them at all, because
Sure.
they part of my everyday life. When I travel to see my children, we have suitcases. We bring a suitcase full of products everywhere we go when we travel, because we stay on track with our nutrition. We don't ever gain weight on vacations or holidays. We work out when we're gone. We do our same routines that we do at home wherever we are, and that's a great place to be.
100%. The fact that you just said you don't gain weight on vacation, that alone is a pinnacle type moment that people should pay
Mm,
attention to, right? As long as you stick to a routine, you'll be just fine, right? I love the idea of you're breaking the mold of what network and affiliate marketing should be. And I wasn't going after it as a stigma. I was trying, and I think we did a really good job of explaining to people the differences between the perception and the reality. And to me, no matter what business you're in, if your value proposition is so good and so strong, it doesn't matter what what it looks like on the back behind the scenes. What it does is provide you with the value that you're looking for. And that's really what I want the lesson to be here is it doesn't matter what you do for a living, as long as what you do for a living has merit, and as long as what you do for a living has obviously legal and moral standards, right? But as long as what you're doing for a living provides some value to some people, you are doing a good thing. And
mhm.
I think that goes all the way from, I use this example all the time, General Motors or Jim's Landscaping. As long as you're providing value to somebody, there's a worthwhile way for you to do that. And that is to have
Right,
people engage and buy from you. So I
right.
appreciate the conversation. Cyndi, when you're talking about your business, what's some of the, other than, okay, taxes, what are some of the lessons you think are important for other business owners to learn? And again, I think business problems are agnostic to businesses. They don't care that you do one thing or another. All I
Yeah.
know is there are those four main problems in every business, right? Time, money, people, or motivation. So, what are some of the challenges and problems that you've had to face that's given you one of the bigger lessons you've had the chance to learn over the years?
Yeah, great question. Well, the funny thing is, I learned all my lessons the hard way, Scott. So the tax one's not the only one. When I started with my company 13 years ago, social media was at a place where I could post someone's transformation picture, one of my clients, my own picture when I got started, and people would send me messages, private messages. Okay, what do I need to do? Sign me up. I want to try these products. It was that easy. I posted
Yeah,
pictures. People were excited and raising their hands. How can I get these products? And I've watched as that's completely changed. In the beginning, I used to say probably 90% of my business came through Facebook. And now I would say maybe 5 to 10% comes through Facebook. So as things change in any business, you need to be able to pivot and change with it. So I watched that happen. I watched when COVID happened, it just changed absolutely everything with social media. And that was also a time where, everybody wanted to work from home
yeah,
after that. Everybody wanted to work from home. And so I watched as all these things changed, and I'm like, okay, I've got to do something different because Facebook's not working for me. Instagram's not working for me. My biggest platform is LinkedIn. That didn't seem to be working for me. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I had a YouTube channel with 200 subscribers that I solely used for training my team to do calls for my coaches that I partner with, and that's all I was doing on there. Very inactive YouTube channel. But I thought I'm going to do a podcast. Everybody kept telling me do a podcast for years. I'm like, what am I going to talk about? Network marketing, health and wellness. I didn't know. So I took my love, I shared this with you already privately as well, my love for knitting and crafting. And I decided to call myself the Healthy Knitter. And I started 53 episodes ago, and I do one
Love
a
it.
week. And as I was growing this, there were weeks where, my first one had a lot of views, and I got really excited. And I've always had the feeling I was onto something with this because a lot of knitters are sedentary. So I wanted to encourage them to be active, to take their knitting on the bicycle downstairs in their basement or to the gym or to take it walking. Like you can actually buy a little bag, wear it from your wrist and knit while you walk, different things like that. So I wanted to help them be more active and healthy. And then I wanted my clients who are so stressed out to find a hobby or craft like knitting to help them manage their stress. Because what I try to help people with is focusing on hydration, on exercise, on sleep, on managing stress. Like everything is important to a healthy body to cover all those areas. So I started it and I stayed consistent even when I was getting 200 views on a video and no comments. I'm like, keep going because I just know with anything in life, if you want to have success, you have to be consistent with it. And just this past weekend, I had a video that did really, really well that I did with my daughters on our vacation, and my numbers started to really jump. And when I saw that, I'm like, okay, do another podcast. All right, do another podcast. And I just finally monetized my YouTube channel. So 53
Fantastic.
episodes. It took 53 episodes to do that. And yeah, so I'm thrilled because that's just it proves my point that when you hit bumps in the road, you've got to figure out how to pivot. And a lot of
Mhm.
people don't want to change their strategy or do things that are different. But no matter what business you're in, if you keep doing what's the definition of insanity? If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, that's insanity. And so I knew I needed to do things differently in order to meet new people. And my hope is that it's another stream of income for me with YouTube,
Yeah.
but my hope is that I'll be able to help more people.
Well, 100%. And what I find interesting about this story, thank you so much for sharing it, is, bumps in the road. You can either go over them or you can go around them, but stopping because there's a bump in the road is absolutely, it's unnecessary. You can't just stop because there's a bump in the road. So either find a way to go over it or find a way to go around it. And I'm going to go back to what we talked about earlier on when you said some of the things that make you special, the authenticity I get, the focus on you and how you can be different over the different iterations of yourself. That's exactly how you just described one of the challenges and lessons you've learned, which was, okay, I know my message is not meeting the people it's supposed to. So how do I evolve and change it to get to those people? The bump in the road, I'm not going to let it stop me. What else should I be doing? And you went around it. You said, well, let's get a different message out to a different audience. So now the Healthy Knitter is a monetized YouTube channel. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah,
That,
I
that,
say to
that's it.
myself, like I did go through some certification to become a mindset coach. And I did that because I wanted to help people. When I started with health coaching, I knew that when people get into situations where their health is really bad and out of control, it's not easy for them to make changes. And so I thought if I could understand why people do what they do and get into the mindset piece of it, I could be of more help. So I often mindset coach myself, and I'll just say to myself, I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter. So I ran 9 marathons. The last two, I probably was pushing. I probably should have stopped running. My husband kept telling me, you probably shouldn't be doing this to yourself. I overheated on the last two. And I told my running partner, she was feeling good. I'm like, go ahead. I'm going to finish this. I'm not a quitter, but I don't want to slow you down. So if I had to walk, I walked, but there was no way I wasn't going to
You were not going to
finish
finish.
that. There was no way. And so when it came to, with my business, there's no way I'm going to give up on this. There's no way COVID's going to shut this down or anything is going to shut this down. This is my last business. This is my that I will do this forever. This is my retirement. I absolutely love what I do, and nothing's going to make me quit. Whether it's the economy, whether it's whatever it's thrown at me, I will figure out a way to get through it because I'm not a quitter.
Good for you. And I love that. That is going to be the title of your video is I am not a quitter.
Oh, I love it. I
I
love
know
it.
it's great because that's just who
Yeah.
you are. And one of the things I do my very best to teach my clients as well is the most powerful weapon, the most powerful tool you have in your bag as a business owner is your mind.
Yeah.
It's either going to drag you into the gutter or it's going to pull you into the clouds and you can dream the
Mhm.
biggest dream and find a way to make it work. The
Yeah.
challenge is somehow finding a way to live between the two every day. Because as an
Hmm.
entrepreneur, you're either going to be having an amazing kick ass day and you're high in the clouds, or you got kicked in the dirt and you find yourself in a gutter. Somewhere
Hmm.
in between is where you got to live and drive yourself to get away from the gutter and as close to the clouds as you can. Because one, Cyndi, the view is much better from up there.
Right.
And two, that's where you get a chance to see where you're going to go next. And
Right.
I love the idea of living up there. So thank you for sharing. This has been really good. I have a question for you. And this is what I like to finalize the podcast interview with this question because I think it's insightful to see how people react to it. Okay.
Sure.
I'm going to find a time machine, put you in it, and send you back to find 18-year-old Cyndi and ask you two to sit on a park bench and have a conversation. What's that conversation sound like?
Oh boy. Glad you didn't warn me on that one. At 18, I was a much different person. I had zero self-confidence. And I did not have a storybook childhood at all, the exact opposite of that. And at 18, I could never, ever have imagined that I would be a
Mhm.
successful business owner, earn the money I've earned, have the experiences I've had, help the people I've been able to help, have a beautiful marriage, four children that are amazing adults. Like, I wish I would have known that then because I went through several years of struggling and just feeling so insecure and lacking confidence. I was always a positive, optimistic person. I think if you were to talk to anyone that knew me when I was 18, they'd say that. I was a Miss Congeniality. I actually won that award a few times.
Oh,
I always was very positive, but really, really lacked that self confidence. And I think in order to be successful, you have to believe in yourself. So one
yeah.
thing I am very good at is I have the gift of encouragement. I am really able to encourage other people and inspire other people, but it took a long time till I could do that for myself.
Yeah, no, and I think what we do as human beings is we are dreadfully mean to ourselves. And for whatever reason, we think it's the justification or the penance we must pay in order to get what we want, as opposed to, and again, you're a mindset coach, you get this. If we would just think about the positivity, think about the good things that we have, it's a lot easier to obtain them because you're not worried about the negativity. If you
Right.
spend a lot of time, and I live in the world of above and below the point of power, right? Do I own my situation? Am I accountable for my actions and responsible for outcomes? Or do I hang around and blame everybody else, have an excuse for everything, and deny my own inabilities? If you can find a way to drop yourself into the positivity, it's amazing what happens around you
Yeah.
because you attract that right energy.
Hmm.
And the people that are not comfortable being around that positive energy automatically deselect themselves from being around you because they just
Yeah.
don't like you. And they
Yeah.
don't like you because you are the shining flashlight into their world that they don't want to be exposed to. And
Hmm.
that's okay until they realize it's a lot happier on this side. It's a
Yeah.
lot happier on this side. And if anything, that's a great lesson. I hope people, excuse me, a great lesson I hope the audience takes from this, which is be in the right mind so you can be in the right space. Because to me, that's what separates us from those that don't enjoy life.
Yeah.
I feel bad for them. So thank
Yeah.
you for that. That was really good.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Sure.
Any final words before we close out?
No, I just, I thank you for the opportunity, and I hope there were some lessons learned from
Oh my
this.
God, yeah.
My feeling is you're never too old I just turned 57. You're never too old to make positive change in your life, to change your mindset, to be a more positive person, like you're saying, to try something new, to get healthy, to start working out, to start a new business. You're never too old for that. And I wanna for sure for myself always be striving for something new and better, and a better version of myself. I want to be better today than
Yeah.
yesterday, not comparing myself to others around me. Work on me only. Take full
Hmm.
responsibility, not blame. I like that you said that, not blame anyone else for my situation or circumstances. And that's not only what I want to do, but I want to help others to do that too.
Yeah, and I think today, Cyndi, you did an excellent job of putting yourself in that position to be that advocate for everybody else. But sometimes it's okay to take care of yourself. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very good. Thank you so much for being on the program. I want to thank people watching. All the information to get a hold of Cyndi will be in the description down below, so please pay attention to that. And we'll see everybody on the next episode of the Business Spotlight.
Thanks so much, Scott.
My pleasure. Bye now.